Welcome in to Extreme Talk, presented by Cornett Performance. Talking about Eli Cornett, former 8-man football player, former college football player, and the group that the thing that he's got going on. He does one-on-one and group training, speed and agility training, and it's football and track focused. Each athlete or client will have their own personal customized program. It's for ages 10 and up. They do online training sessions, and you can shoot them an email or a DM. I'll give those in just a second. You can book your free in-person or 30-minute assessment today, and they have 45 and 60-minute sessions that are $30 per session or per athlete. So you can shoot them a DM on Instagram at Cornett Performance. That's CORNETT Performance. Or shoot them an email, cornettperformance@gmail.com. Again, that's CORNETT Performance. Appreciate the sponsorship there. And another big thank you to Fairlife Core Power Protein. Great partner every single year. Want to give a shout out to the guys who were this week it was co-offensive players of the week, and then the defensive player of the week. Jed Scott from the Southern Christian Patriots and Parker Kaiser from Holly Hill Academy, the co-offensive players of the week. It was a tie in terms of the voting, and I'll give a shout out to the committee at the end of the year. I don't want to reveal who it is now, but it's former players and coaches, and it was a split vote between them. And then the defensive player of the week, Elijah Bailey, also from Southern Christian. Just a great game, Southern Christian Lighthouse, a game that you were able to watch on 8-Man Extreme Alabama. But congratulations to those young men, and we'll work on getting their T-shirts and drinks out to them. And another big thank you to Fairlife Core Power Protein for being the sponsor of that and being able to giving us the opportunity to reward and give some attention to those young men. At this time, let me bring in my co-host. He's a former All-American, 4-year starter in 8-man football, and he is not a former college football champion or former Super Bowl champion. He's also not about that bass, but he's all about that swaction. Blake Biggs. What's up, dude?
James, I feel like you got to explain that swaction joke to the audience. I don't think they would get that.
Okay, so Blake bleeds. What is it? Crimson?
Oh no! It's hey, maroon and white, buddy. Right?
Maroon. Okay, maroon. Yeah. Maroon. Fair. Right. I'll give you
a little bit of orange in there, James. I grew up rooting for the Vols. My sister goes UT.
I'll give you credit. You might be one of the only state fans who can spell maroon.
Oh, okay. Hey,
I'm just kidding. Hey, at least you can spell. Hey, at least you can spell win, because you guys got a win against Alcorn State yesterday.
Yeah, we were about that swaction for sure.
Yeah. So that's the joke. That's the gag.
Yeah, so. Alcorn from the swag. Everybody knows about the Maxton joke, the Mac, Middle American. We lost to Toledo last year. Hashtag never forget. Yeah, and we got NIU this week. They're from the MAC too, so I'm a little nervous. But
the trend has not been going well.
Well, hey, just saying, Mississippi State has beat more playoff teams from last year than Tennessee has so far.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
that was a tough one.
I think we're good. I think we're good.
I
think we'll be all right.
That was a tough one yesterday. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no. That was hard. That was tough. My sister told me about it. She's at the game, so.
Yeah. Hey, I'll tell you what though. At least I got to see 2 good games this weekend. I went to South Haven Christian at Christian Community. We had talked to Coach Flanders last week on the show, and got to go to that game Friday night. Great ball game, great comeback win for South Haven. And then on last night, I was at Tennessee Heat at Lancaster Christian. and big shootout game. I think there was a total of, if my math's right, 118 points scored. 116 maybe? Yeah, 68-48, so 116 points scored. Back and forth game. So got to see some good football, which I don't usually get to do unless I'm broadcasting. So that was kind of cool. But anyways, no interview today, but what we are going to do is do a little bit of a recap of the season so far. You do have some teams that have played. I think you've got some teams that have only played 1 or 2 games. You got some most
Yep.
teams have played at least 3. You've got some teams that have played 6. So it's just all it's all in between. But
It's all everywhere.
it's all over the place. But let's run through these scores from this past Friday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We're going to start in Louisiana in the ACEL. On Thursday night, Freedom Life at JPG. JPG gets the 74-6 win in that one, and they are still unbeaten this season. SWLA, Southwest Louisiana Homeschool, or SWALA, 58-0 on Friday night over Mount Olive Christian. Mount Olive still looking for their first win of the season. Mid-State, Acadiana, North Shore, and First Baptist Christian all on byes this week. Mid-South Christian Football League, only 1 game this weekend, and I'll tell you what, you could watch it on 8-Man Extreme Mississippi. Pine Belt has joined us with streaming their games, and it was a great game. 34-30, Pine Belt gets the win in that one, so congrats to them on the win, and that makes them the 6th team partnering with us. Of course, you've got Real Life Christian in Florida that they upload the footage of their games. Haven't gotten them live yet. But then you have East Central and Southern Christian and Trinity Homeschool, all from Alabama. They're all streaming their games. You've got Augusta Eagles in Georgia that are streaming their games. And then now Pine Belt Spartans. Now most of their games are on Saturday, so they'll be kind of standalone. But we're at the point now, for the most part, most of these, the remaining weeks of the season, Blake, it's a great time to be alive. Just on our channels, you'll be able to have watch 4 games. And then like South Haven Christian, they stream their games. Evangel streams their games on their school channels. So technically, you could sit down and have 6 8-man games going at once if you have that many screens in your house.
Yeah, James, I don't know if we can get a sponsorship or like deal with Buffalo Wild Wings or something going on Friday nights, because I don't know a lot of high schools that just stream their games, James. So maybe we get something working there, because, dude, I would love to sit down on a Friday night, get some wings, and watch some 8-man football, James.
You know, we could do an 8-man red zone. That'd be cool. Now, Grant. Well, let me back up. A lot of teams do stream their games, but it's on that platform. Yeah, the one that you got to pay for to watch, and then the school gets like pennies on the dollar. It's a gross setup. It really it's
Yeah.
I can't stand it. So that was part of the inspiration for doing this is, hey, you guys can get away from that, and it can be free for grandma and grandpa to watch. It's free for you to set up or to stream. I mean, other than what parts you go ahead and get. But yeah, so if you count NFHS, of course, there's way more games. But in terms of free games that you don't have to pay for a subscription and you can just open YouTube, there's at least 6 that I know of. I know like Meridian, they stream their games to Facebook. So you could, if you want to, if you open up Facebook and go to their profile, you can watch them. But yeah, I mean, it's a great time to be alive. It's cool to see all these teams start up streams and get it going. And some of them, like East Central, has absolutely taken off with theirs. I mean, they've got the scoreboard, the commentators. They've got it going. Southern Christian's got commentators. So, these teams are making it their own. So it's really, really cool.
Yeah, James. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and say, I don't know if you've seen it on like social media or YouTube or not, but sometimes there'll be like online scams that are like,
Oh
hey, you can
gosh.
watch this game. Yeah, you can watch this game for free, and like YouTube and technology is still, not for my generation at least, but for older generations, it's still a new thing. So they don't know how to spot out those kind of scams, and they fall victim to virus, in their computer or phone shut off, money being taken from their account. So honestly, like this 8-man extreme for each state is kind of a safe thing too, James.
Right. Well, and that's the thing.
Yeah,
You get a specific link.
yeah,
But yeah, we've dealt with these bots, man. Facebook's the worst. They'll
yeah,
they'll post on Facebook and Instagram a little bit too. I've seen it on Instagram,
yeah,
um, but I mean, there was one year in Florida. It was particularly bad, and
yeah,
we had a person dedicated that all they did was go through and block and delete and report all the scam comments from
wow,
from our social media, from team social media. Each team had their own person. I mean, we had to make like a coordinated effort to make sure we weeded all that out. It
yeah,
was ridiculous. I hated it. I hated it.
yeah,
So yeah, if you're looking to watch your team and it's not a link that comes from your team, or it doesn't say something about 8-man extreme, don't click on it. Obviously. Um,
yeah,
anyway, so Mid South Christian Football League, you had that game last night. Magnolia, Meridian, and Southeastern, or Sehi, all on buys this week. Let's go ahead and do MAIS. There in Mississippi. Got a whole bunch of games to get through. Calhoun Academy at Benton. Benton gets a 44-24 win. Hillcrest was supposed to play Ben's Ford. Ben's Ford got a forfeit win in that one. North Sunflower on the road at Hebron, 70-46 for North Sunflower. Hebron's still looking for their first win of the year. Claiborne Academy on the road at Porter's Chapel. Claiborne is 4-0 after a 46-14 win. Christ Covenant 35-14 over Prentice Christian. Humphreys Academy, this was a big one, Blake. Humphreys Academy
yeah,
and Newton County, both 3-0 going into Friday night. Humphreys comes away with the 32-28 win in that one. That's a game. See, that's a game I would have liked to watch. And maybe Newton County streams the NFHS, and if so, let's get y'all off that. But that's one that I would have loved to be able to watch.
yeah.
That looks like a good quality game right there.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. Was that a district game?
Hang on. Let me find
No,
out.
it was not. It was not.
It wasn't okay. Let me. I do want to see real quick if we've got stats up from that game. I don't think either team is putting stats up. Newton County, no, I take that back. Newton County has put some stats up, but they do not have them loaded yet, so I don't have stats from that one. Anyways, keeping it moving. Wilkinson County Christian, they're 4-0 with a 40-8 win over Heritage Christian. Delta Streets hosted Tunica 48-22 in that one. All these games happening Friday night. Deer Creek at Delta Academy. Deer Creek 50-14. Marvell hosted Union, who's looking for their first win. Marvell 54-26. River Oaks on the road at Strong High School in Arkansas, the defending Arkansas champ. The final score was 22-0. The game did get called in the first quarter due to the lights not working. So technically River Oaks gets the 22-0 win in that one. Prairie View Academy hosting Tallulah, 45-0 Prairie View over Tallulah. Franklin Academy hosted Tensas, 22-16 win there for Franklin Academy. Silva Bay, 54-0 over Kemper Academy. Columbus Christian, 56-36 over Russell Christian. Columbus is unbeaten at 4-0. And then Briarfield, 46-0 win over Riverdale Academy, who's looking for their first win, as is Lee Academy, who was on the road at DeSoto, coming off that loss to Humphreys 2 weeks ago. DeSoto, 34-14 win over Lee Academy. So a couple unbeaten teams left in MAIS. Let's jump over to Blake. Do you have anything to add on that one?
Nope.
All right. Let's keep it moving to AISA. One game Thursday night, Escambia 44-12 over Southern Prep. Southern Prep looking for their first win. Escambia is 4-0. Skipping to Friday night, North River and Heritage Christian. Both these teams winless going into this game. A barn burner of a game, 24-22. North River gets their first win of the year, a big one for them. Cornerstone Columbiana, they hosted Springwood, which is traditionally a rival game. Not this year. Cornerstone 40-0 there. They're undefeated, unbeaten. Evangel Christian Montgomery, they hosted Snook Christian, one of the new teams to come down and or move over. Evangel 62-38 in that one. And then Trinity Christian on the road at Coosa Valley, who was previously unbeaten. Trinity still looking for their first win. They were 0-2 coming in, 60-46. Trinity Christian over Coosa Valley. I was keeping up with this one on Max Preps with the quick scoring. Shout out to whoever's doing the scoring for them. All you other teams need to get on the bandwagon. Let's get this going. It's 2025. Everybody has a smartphone in your hand. Mama and daddy can sit there and punch scores and kick off. It's not that hard. Let's figure it out. Let's make it happen. PA announcer can do it. I've seen it. Anyways, sorry, little rant. So Trinity over Coosa Valley, and then Macon East Academy. They were on a bye this week. ACSE. Evangel Christian, this was a big one. A lot of people were talking about Evangel Christian at Freedom. Freedom, 38-8 in that one. Evangel struggling a little bit this year. Very young team, but Freedom with a huge win. They hadn't beat Evangel since 2010, so it'd been 15 years since they'd beat Evangel. And Freedom, wait a minute. Blake, I think I just saw that monkey go flying by that Coach Collins threw off his back. I think it's still going. He chucked that thing.
Wow.
In the one other game in the ACSC Friday. Do what?
Here in the next hour, I would not.
You there?
Yeah. Hey, sorry.
No, you're good.
I said you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm driving through Oklahoma, Mississippi. I would not be surprised. Mississippi, middle of nowhere, middle cornfield.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Anyway, I would not be surprised if I saw that monkey flying through the air here in the next hour.
Which would be impressive if the monkey was headed north and then turned and started heading south. That would be pretty impressive.
Well, I'm headed north, so maybe it's going to the coast of California. We'll see.
Maybe. Well, enough monkeying around. One other game in the ACSC, Southern Christian at East Central. Southern Christian 5-0 on the year after a 40-7 win over East Central. That was another game that you could watch on 8-Man Extreme Alabama. Both of those teams streaming, so you had the two different viewpoints. Lighthouse and Ezekiel on buys this week for the ACSC. Let's jump to CFA. Talked about CFA West or ACAA, whatever. Talked about Russell and Columbus. Jacksonville Christian on the road at Trinity Christian, 52-14 win for the Thunder. Mississippi Tornadoes got their first win of the season at Victory Christian. Tornadoes 64-0 over Victory on that one was Thursday night. And then Tuscaloosa, Tabernacle, and Cornerstone Christian all on buys this past weekend. All right, let's jump down to – I'm going to get a drink of Red Bull real quick. All right, we're good. Let's go to Florida and talk about SSAA. Thursday night, Florida School for the Deaf and Blind, 62-34 over Countryside Christian. And then skip to Friday night, All Saints Academy, 57-0 over Oasis Christian. All Saints is 4-0. First Academy of Leesburg, 29-10 over Lake Mary Prep. Four Corners, 58-18 over Riverview, who's looking for their first win, as is Cornerstone Academy. St. Francis, 62-0 over Cornerstone. Calvary Chapel, 21-6 over Eastland. Lakeside Christian, 41-12 over Tampa Slam. Hernando Christian 72-24 over Geneva Classical. Ocala Christian 78-6 over Liberty Christian Prep. Foundation Christian 44-12 over Bell Creek. Foundation Christian 4-0, as is Merritt Island, who was on a bye. Still I don't think we have a score for Donahue Catholic and Classical Academy of Sarasota. Let me look one more time. Again, this is part of what I'm saying. How is it 2025 and their scores we don't have? Okay, Donahue Catholic 40 to 0 over Classical Academy of Sarasota. So just now getting that score in. That's crazy. That's wild.
I know there's internet in Florida, James.
I guarantee there's internet in Florida.
I know there's internet in Florida. I get it if it's the Mississippi Delta or somewhere in Louisiana, but Florida, man, come on.
Well, it is. It might be Florida, man. Who knows?
No.
Let's see. Merritt Island, Real Life, Shorecrest, St. John Lutheran, City of Life, Academy at the Lakes, and First Coast, all on buys. That group of team on buys bigger than some conferences. Let's see. Let's jump to Georgia, GIAA. No Thursday night games, all on Friday. Westminster Christian 69-0 over Holy Spirit Prep. Holy Spirit looking for their first win and maybe a little bit of the actual Holy Spirit. Westminster Christian 5-0 on the season so far. Monsignor Donovan Catholic 60-12 over Community Christian. Citizens Christian 35-6 over John Hancock, who's looking for their first win, as is Crisp Academy, who hosted Fullington. Fullington 48-0 win in that one, and it's a bummer, Blake. John Hancock and Crisp do not play this year, so that we won't get that. Now I do wonder. Let me look real quick, because I wonder if Holy Spirit Prep plays either one of those teams. Well, they would have to, because if John Hancock
James,
what's that?
It wouldn't matter if they had each other on the schedule. They both would forfeit.
Yeah, double.
I'm sorry.
Double elimination. Double elimination.
They both lose.
Let's see. Holy Spirit Prep. They still have to play John Hancock. Okay. So Holy Spirit Prep and John Hancock, one of them is going to get a win this year. Guaranteed. Westminster Schools of Augusta, 40-0 win over Covenant. And then Sherwood Christian, 72-12 over Stewart County High School. Grace Christian on a bye. And then two big upsets, Blake, in the GIAA. The first one being Georgia Christian hosting Westwood, who was unbeaten. Georgia Christian 3-1 going into that game. Westwood 4-0. Georgia Christian 29-14 win in that one. So Westwood not unbeaten anymore. And then Vidalia Heritage went to DEA. Vidalia Heritage coming in at 2-1. David Emanuel at 4-0. And Heritage 26-12 win in that one. So DEA takes their first loss of the year as well. So Sherwood and Westminster Christian, the last two unbeaten teams left in the GIAA, and they do not play each other in the regular season. So we could get two unbeaten teams meeting in the championship, which would be sick. That would be awesome.
That would be sick.
All right, let's go to the SIFA. CFA East, I just talked about it with Monsignor Donovan Catholic and Community Christian. Orangeburg and Victory were off. Speaking of Victory, they were supposed to play the Augusta Eagles. They backed out of that game. And the Pack Panthers were supposed to play Christian Academy of Myrtle Beach. They backed out. So Pack and Augusta played each other in, quote-unquote, a non-conference game technically. But Pack 22-12 win over Augusta Eagles in that one. That was a game you could watch on 8-Man Extreme Georgia. GSIC 38-20 win over Coastal Hurricanes on Friday night as well. So GSIC picks up a big conference win in that one. Let's go to Skisa. Holly Hill Academy 4-0 after a 52-18 win over the Cross School. JDA 44-12 over the Kings Academy. King Academy, WW King Academy 50-30 over Newberry Academy. King is 4-0. Lawrence 36-22 over Richard Wynn. They are 4-0. And then Cathedral Academy over Palmetto Christian 46-6. And Wardlaw on a bye this past week. So Holly Hill, Lawrence, and WW King Academy, last three unbeaten teams in the SCISA in SCISA. Let's jump to North Carolina. Speaking of unbeaten teams, there's 3 left in North Carolina now instead of 4. Arundel Parrott 22-14 over Faith Christian. Cary Christian 39-12 over Life Christian. And then JP2 57-6 over Lawrence Academy. St. David's also picking up a win 41-8 over Halifax Academy. And Matamuski at Pungo Christian. Pungo Christian 83-56 win in that one. And let me check one more time to see if we've got a Northeast Columbia score, rather. Let's see. Northeast altogether. Looking for North Carolina. Is it the one? Yep, Lasker, North Carolina. And no score reported for that game. So, love it.
Hey, James.
Yeah.
Hey, a little side note. I don't know if you saw it. I think Gatlinburg, the All-American Series, they called Faith versus Arundel the game of the week. For just for them, and honestly, I think they got that spot on.
It was a good one. There were several. To me, there were several games of the week. There were several really good games, including the one I was at. But the one I was at Friday night.
If you had to choose, we'll do it after we run through the scores. But if you had to choose, just be thinking about that. We'll talk about that. So.
Which one? Yeah. All right. So let's go to CIC in North Carolina, the Christian Independent Conference. Community Christian, first loss of the season. They go down 50-30 to Sandhills Classical Christian, which I messed up typing that out. I think Sandhills is unbeaten, right? Let's see. No, they have Sandhills has one loss to Cary last week.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
They've got the one loss to Cary, which is a pretty good loss. I mean, there's no such thing as a good. There's no such thing as a good loss, but it's a good loss. It's a good loss to have on your resume. And a good win to have on your resume is beating Community Christian, who was 5-0. So that's a big one. Father Campadano 65-8 over Lee Christian, and then Liberty Christian and Berean Baptist both on byes this past week. Let's jump to the SEC. 4 games this past weekend. We talked about Evangel and Freedom. Riverside Christian at the Tennessee Tigers. Tigers 55-8 in that one. South Haven Christian at Christian Community. That was the game I was at. Christian Community had a 19-6 lead at the half. South Haven shuts out CCS in the second half, comes back, wins the game 26-19. Great ball game. So congratulations to South Haven, and big win for them. The other game I was at, I mentioned Tennessee Heat at Lancaster Christian. Tennessee Heat won the game in Gatlinburg, have not won since. And Lancaster was looking for their first win, and it was a barn burner of a game. Like I said, 68-48. With 5 minutes left, it was actually 48-46. And then the Heat got a couple breaks there in the last couple minutes. A couple plays went their way, and they just pulled ahead in that one. So big win for the Tennessee Heat, second win of the year. Tri-Cities Christian and Chattanooga Patriots, both on byes this past week. Let me see. Let's go to Virginia. Thursday night. I don't think there were any games on Thursday night. There was not. Fishburne Military hosting Massanutten Military, 64-6 for Fishburne. Brunswick Academy hosting Broadwater Academy. Brunswick 64-0 over Broadwater, so Brunswick stays unbeaten. Wake Christian 14-12 over Kinston Forest. Chincoteague 33-14 over Appahannock County. Blessed Sacrament Huguenot 40-22 over Greenbrier Christian. Southampton Academy stays unbeaten with a 70-37 win over Fuqua. And then Quantico and Randolph Mason were supposed to play last night. Let's see if we've got a score for that one. You would think. I know for Quantico for sure. I think Randolph-Macon maybe too. For these being military schools, you would think they would have their scores reported on time. Okay, score. Okay, to be fair, score has been reported. Randolph-Macon 36-28. So close one there. Let me punch that score in there. And then Randolph-Macon is 2-0 so far on the season. Quantico 0-2. So there you go. Last but not least, Heartland Christian Athletic Association. Arkansas Christian was supposed to host Guy Perkins. It was a forfeit win for ACA. And then Abundant Life 64-0 over Southwest Christian. So several unbeaten teams remain. Some teams have lost that status. Some teams got their first win. So congratulations to all these teams. If you won, if you lost, just got to regroup, come back stronger, and get ready to go. All right. So what I want to do for a little bit, Blake, is I want to do a little bit of a recap of the season so far. Our season in terms of broadcasting games started the second weekend of August. If you can believe it, that was 6 weeks ago. And so there's been a lot of football, but I want to recap how some of these teams are doing. Some of the teams that are doing better. I want to recap how some of them are doing. So I want to start. Let's start with. Let's talk about North Carolina. Let's talk about some of the top teams. Well, no, let's back up. Let's not do it by state. Let's do it by a couple different categories. So let's do points for. Blake, what is that? Filter by values.
It should be descending or ascending. Trying to filter it. Hang on. Oh no, that's weird. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Hang on, I gotta do it real quick.
You're good.
There you go.
All right, sick.
Why's that happening more? Okay.
That's interesting. I just noticed that.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. I can pull up their schedule real quick. I just need to pull up the schedule for the Augusta Eagles real quick. So Augusta, let's see, Augusta would have scored 55, 55, 116, 128 points. 4. All right, so some of the top scores. Let's do a top 10. Top 10 teams who have scored the most points for. And again, I know that this is, Blake, I know this is a very subjective number. There's the points for, points against. Just because, especially points for, if you're playing a bad team, some teams, they're going to keep it going. And you know, I've seen teams run it up. I'm not
Yeah.
saying there are few and far between, but there are teams that will run the score up. Sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes you put your backups in, and your backups are scoring at will. So I understand this is a very subjective number. There's a lot of factors. These are just the facts. Okay,
Yeah.
this is what a team has scored this season. This is how many points a team has allowed. This goes back on coaching, the situation, whatever. So the number and again, let me back up. So not every team has played the same. So that's what we'll do, Blake.
Sample size. Yep.
Right. So here's
Yeah.
what I want to do. I want to start with the teams who have played 6 games. Which I can look through and see which ones have played 6 games, but I'll kind of rank them. So teams that have played 6 games, teams that have played 5, 4, so on and so forth. We'll break it down that way. So for teams that have played 6 games, you've got John Paul the Great, JPG in Louisiana, 344 points for. The next highest would be Community Christian in North Carolina. They've scored 300 points, so 44 less points in their games. South Haven Christian has played 6 games, 238 points for them, and again could have scored more, no doubt. A lot of factors go into that. SWLA, Southwest Louisiana Homeschool, they've played 6 games. They've scored 224 points. Let's see who else has scored 6. Got to go quite a ways down. Pine Belt Spartans, they've played 6 games, and they've scored 156. So teams that have played 6 games, your top 5 in terms of points scored, JPG in Louisiana, Community Christian in North Carolina, South Haven Christian in Tennessee, SWLA in Louisiana, and what did I say? Let's see, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, and I said number 5 was Pine Belt, I believe.
Yeah.
From Mississippi.
And James, so while we're on the topic of scoring, I believe we were talking about it last night. I believe All Saints Academy. They've been on a run that the stats don't show. So we were talking about it. They let up a score in their first game. It was I think Sarasota Academy. It was 19-6 in the first quarter, and they've just dog walked everybody. No pun intended. I know they're the Saint Bernards. That's their logo.
I see what you did there.
Anyway, that was not intended.
Sure.
Get this, James. 197 points unanswered. All Saints Academy. 197.
That's crazy.
So if we're going to talk about high-powered offense, I think that team of Florida needs to be mentioned.
They've got it cooking. Well, and All Saints has scored. They've played 4 games, so they are one of the top teams in terms of who's played 4. Let's jump to 5 games. Teams that have played 5. So the number 1 scoring offense for teams that have played 5 games, Southern Christian Patriots from Alabama, 238 points for. Ocala Christian in Florida, 236 points for. So only 2-point difference between Southern and Ocala. David Emmanuel, they've played 5 games. They've scored 219 points. Mid-South Homeschool, the Storm, they've played 5 games. They've scored 217 points. And then, let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 5th one would be Fullington Academy from Georgia, and they've scored 198 points. So your top 5 points for teams that have played 5 games: Southern Christian from Alabama, Ocala Christian from Florida. What did I say? It was David Emmanuel from Georgia. And then you've got Mid-South Homeschool from Mississippi and Fullington Academy from Georgia. Top 5 in points scored. So congratulations to those teams on a fantastic offensive production rate so far this season. Teams that have played 4 games. Sherwood Christian at the top with 252 points for. You've got Columbus Christian from Mississippi, 232. Hernando Christian from Florida, 225. Southampton Academy from Virginia at 224. And then Escambia Academy with 220. So your top 5 in terms of teams that have played 4 games: Sherwood, Columbus Christian, Hernando Christian, Southampton, and Escambia. 5 really good teams. All these teams, Blake, at least 200 points, at least 220 points scored.
Yeah.
So an average of 55 points a game scored.
Yep.
An average.
An average, yeah.
Yeah.
Gross average,
yeah. Okay, and then last but not least, teams that have played 3 games, because we went to 3. Anything less than 3, not really counting it. But
yeah,
teams
we're not talking about you. It's middle September. Let's play football. Come on.
Let's get it going.
Come on.
All right. So top teams that have played 3 games. Top rated teams: Macon East, 208 points scored in 3 games. Let me scroll down further. So Macon East. Everybody else has played 4 or 5 games. Jacksonville Christian in Alabama, 160 points scored.
Yeah, Noah Lee. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Real Life Christian, 148 points scored. The Lighthouse Warriors from Alabama, 135. And then Brunswick Academy from Virginia also have scored 135. So your top 5 there. Let's make sure I still have it right. It was Macon East at the top spot, Jacksonville Christian, Real Life, Lighthouse, and Brunswick. So those are your top 5 teams that have played 3 games and have scored the highest number of points. Just a silly metric, but hey, it's cool. It's cool to say, hey, listen, my team's played 6 games. We've scored 344 points. It's really good offensive production.
Yeah.
And there are some teams struggling in the ACEL, but that's kind of it happens. When you got a good team, you're going to put up points on bad teams. Sorry, it happens. It's football. Be better.
Yeah,
Be
and
better.
that's also just the nature of their conference. They don't play any out of conference games at all.
Right.
So
right.
they kind of have to play each other.
Let's go over to points against. Let's talk defensively, because I think that's a little bit better metric.
Yeah.
Because it's not really an at will kind of deal. Blake, I don't know if you're able to straighten those.
Hang on real quick. Let me get it pulled up on my phone.
You're good.
Points against?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hang on.
Yep.
All right. Sorry.
You're good.
Let's see.
You would think I would know. Okay, so if you click it,
Yeah,
we're gonna break the fourth wall real quick. So if you click the arrow and you get the drop down menu, it's filter by values, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And then you just hit select all.
It should be ascending. It should be ascending. I'm sorry. I'm just driving. I don't want to look at my phone.
No, you're good. You're
sorry.
good. Let's see. What do you mean ascending?
Should be like sort by ascending. Hang on. Okay, I got it.
I've got.
There it is. I got it.
Sort. So I've got
It should
sort
show
sort.
up.
So I've got sort A to Z, sort Z to A.
It should show up, James.
Yeah, yeah, it's up there. I was
Okay.
just trying to make it
Yeah.
so you didn't have to get on your phone. Um.
Yeah, I got you.
All right. So points
Talking about him
against.
earlier.
Yeah. So points against. Let's start with teams that have scored or teams that have played 6 games. So we talked about JPG having the best offensive production with 6 games played. They also have the best defensive production. In 6 games, they've allowed 52 points. So Blake, that's an average of 9 points a game.
Not bad.
About 9
Yeah,
points a game. Not bad.
It should say under defensive rating. Which team is this again? I'm sorry.
Oh crap! Yep, I see it. So it's like, so it's
yeah.
8.6.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy. That makes it way easier.
Yeah.
Now I don't have to do mental math. All right. So let's see. So the next team that's played 6 games. Gotta go a little ways down here. Southwest Louisiana Homeschool. They have only allowed 16 points per game. No. Yeah. An average of 16 points per game. 98 points total allowed. So 9 for JPG, 16 for Southwest Louisiana Homeschool. South Haven Christian in the number 3 spot. They've only allowed 19 points a game on average. And then let's see. So that's 3. Gotta go way down. See if we can find. Okay, there we go. Community Christian from North Carolina. They have allowed 25, an average of 25 points a game. They've allowed 300 points in 6 games so far this year. And then coming in and the 5th spot is the Tennessee Heat. They've played 6 games this year. They've allowed 210 points, so an average of 35 points a game. So they are in the 5th spot. So again, that's JPG, SWLA, South Haven Christian. Let's see, who did I say number 4? Number 4 was Community Christian from North Carolina, and then the Tennessee Heat. For teams that have played 6 games, which even I feel like top 3, like 19 points a game is not crazy.
No, that's a really good defense actually.
Especially when you're 5-1. I mean, 19 points is how many points they allowed Friday night against CCS.
Yeah.
So it's not bad. That's I feel like allowing 19 points is still a very winnable game. If you get 19 points scored on you, it's super winnable. I feel like anything over that, you start hitting a little bit of a brick wall. All right, so teams that have played 5 games. Westminster Christian is the top defensive team out of that. They've allowed 38 points, so an average of 7.6, so 7 points a game. So a touchdown a game is the average of what they're giving up. No, you're good. You're good. So that's the average of what they're giving up. Westminster Christian from Georgia. Let's see. Let's go down to – did I miss someone? And I've got again, breaking the 4th wall. I got a spreadsheet that Blake and I are looking at, so we've got all this. David Emanuel from Georgia. They are the next best team that has played 5 games. They've allowed 62 points, so an average of 12 points a game. So 2 touchdowns, essentially. They've allowed 2. And they are 4-1. So really good. Looks really, really good for them. First Academy of Leesburg. They've played 5 games from Florida, and they've allowed 62 points. They also have allowed an average of 12 points a game, as well as the Freedom Cowboys, Blake. They've allowed 12 points a game, 62 points. So First Academy of Leesburg, Freedom, and David Emanuel all tied at 12 points a game.
Yeah.
So essentially allowing 2 touchdowns. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah,
Again,
no, not bad at all. Yeah.
Again, super winnable. Super winnable.
James, I don't know if you can pull it up. What was the points against average for the 85 Bears, you know? That's like regarded as like the best defense of all time. I want to put it in perspective. I'm not trying to call a team, I'm not trying to call Freedom the 85 Bears or anything, but I'm just trying to put it, trying to put a lens on it. That makes sense.
Let's see what Google comes up with. The Bears allowed an average of 12.4 points a game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, some of these teams that are, allowing 9, 8, 7, a score a game, it doesn't matter who you're playing. If you're only allowing 1 or 2 scores a game, that's not bad at all.
Hey, it looks good for Westminster because they're only allowing 1 score a game.
Yeah. I mean, we're not calling anybody the 85 Bears or anything, but hey.
I mean,
watch out, guys! Watch out!
Yeah. All right, so DEA, First Academy, and Freedom all tied for number 2. So we'll skip on down. In the number 3 spot, Christian Community School. 5 games played. They've allowed an average of 13. Now, granted, they did not play a full game against Tri-Cities Christian. That one got called early due to lightning. But they were shutting out Tri-Cities. I mean, it was 28-0, 2 minutes left. So they may not have allowed a touchdown regardless. But Christian Community in the number 3 spot. Acadiana Christian. They are at the number 4 spot with 13.6 allowed per game. And then Fullington rounds out the top 5. They've allowed 13.8 points per game. So essentially still 13. So I mean it's pretty common, Blake. And it's it's the old adage. If you want to win ball games, keep the other team from scoring. The best offense is a good defense.
Yeah, defense wins championships.
Wins championships.
Yeah. Gotta have a good. Defense is very important.
And more than likely, I mean, all these teams are either 4-1 or 5-0. So more than likely, these scores are coming at the end of the game, like in third or fourth quarter, backups in. So they're pitching shutouts. Which, again, I'm not encouraging anybody to leave your starters in so that every game can be a shutout. It's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, it looks pretty good. I'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Teams that have played 4 games. We talked about All Saints Academy. They've played 4. They are Blake. So they allowed. So they allowed a touchdown in the first quarter of the first game of the year. Since then, they have pitched shutouts. So if you spread that touchdown over the 4 games they've played, their opponent would have scored 1.5 games, 1.5 points per game.
That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, All Saints. We're not talking about the 85 Bears anymore. We're talking about All Saints Academy now. All right?
That's the bar. Hold on. Hold on a second. Who does All Saints have this week? Because I feel like they might want to reach out to like a Bill Belichick or something.
Yeah.
You might want to call in a little bit of offensive. Tom Brady. You might want to try and get Tom Brady's number. Peyton Manning might be a good email to send. All Saints, they play Hernando. All Saints plays Hernando Christian. No,
yeah,
I'm sorry. All
yeah,
Saints.
that's a big one.
All Saints is off this week. So,
Okay.
and then they play Hernando next week.
Mm.
Oh, good lord. Okay, Hernando, Lake Mary
Yeah.
Prep. Hernando, Lake Mary Prep, Liberty Christian, and Geneva Classical. Y'all might want to start reaching out
Yeah.
to some gurus to figure out how to score on All Saints.
Yeah, I would get in contact with Jeff Levy right now if you can. Yeah.
Oh goodness. All right. So All Saints in the number 1 spot there. JP2 from North Carolina. They've played 4 games, and they've allowed 22 points, so an average of 5.5 points a game. So about a score a game, about a touchdown a game. Escambia Academy from Alabama. They are at number 3. They've allowed 24 points a game, and so 24 points total, so 6 points a game. And then Wilkinson County Christian, they've allowed 28 points, so 7 points a game. So about a score, about a touchdown per game in that area, as opposed to All Saints that the average, which is not real, but the average would be like a safety per game.
Yeah.
Which is just wild, just wild.
Yeah. I love this. I love that we're doing this now because, man, these kids. If I was playing for All Saints, or if I was one of those kids on the defensive unit at All Saints, man, I'd be hyped up right now.
Or the DC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Or the DC coaching staff. Yeah. No, I'd be ecstatic right now.
All right. So the 5th team that has played 4 games defensively, Merritt Island Christian. They've allowed 44 points, and they've allowed an average of 11 points per game. So about 2 touchdowns. So yeah, solid. About 2 touchdowns. That's about the same. So like they're number 5. Westminster Schools of Augusta. They've allowed the same number of points. So actually, Merritt Island and Westminster are tied in terms of points allowed, and then like Cary Christian's right underneath them at 11.5. So still right in that 2-score range, 2 touchdowns allowed range. Which again, most of those touchdowns probably come in at the end of the game, if I had to guess. Unless you're All Saints, and then the touchdowns are coming at no point in the game.
Yep.
All right, and then last but not least, teams that have played 3 games. You've got Macon East, who in 3 games they've allowed 12 points. So they've allowed an average of 4 points a game. And real quick for Macon East, let me see. I know they had at least 1 shutout. Let me make sure I'm quoting this correct. Yeah, so they actually had 2 shutouts, and Evangel Christian scored 12 points on them. So Macon East killing it. So now we need Macon East versus All Saints. That's the matchup. Brunswick Academy for Virginia. They've played 3 games and have allowed a 4.3, so 4 points, so about a score per game. First Coast Christian from Florida. They are 3-0. They've allowed 18 points, so 6 points, an average of 6 points a game. And then Bradenton Christian from Florida. They've allowed 20 points a game, so 6.66. 6.66, whatever. I had a joke there. Real Life Christian. They've played 3 games, and they have allowed 33 points, and that was in 1 game. Get Blake back on here. Unless he's in the middle of nowhere. Oh, there we go.
Hey, sorry.
No, you're good, man. Well, I was saying, so the 5th team that's played 3 games, Real Life Christian, they had the game against Hernando. They allowed 33 points. Other than that, they've pitched 2 shutouts. So the average is 11 points, but realistically, their defense is clicking right now. They're handling business. So anyways, but that's, well, there we go. We might wait a second, try to get Blake Might wait a second to get Blake back on. But yeah, I mean, just wanted to talk about some of these teams and how they're doing so far this year, offensively, defensively. Um, it's cool. It's cool to be able to kind of look at this objectively and just look at the stats and see um, how it shakes out. So, um, but yeah, and Blake has kind of spearheaded this effort to kind of compile these scores and the records and how everything's going. Let's try to get Blake on real quick. There he is.
Yep. Sorry about that. I may go in and out, but it should. I'm past the cross now, so it should be good.
No, you're good. You're good, man. No, I was saying, it's cool to be able to look at these games objectively with at least the analytics side of it, the stats side of it, and break down how their season goes. I mean, the eye test is one thing, the numbers are another thing. I know you do too. I enjoy looking at the number side of it, and look and breaking it down there. Now the numbers don't tell the whole story, but they sure do tell a whole lot of the story. And we lost him. There he goes. Right on cue. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So anyway, big thank you to Blake for working on putting this together and just the effort that he put into this. It's really, really cool. Really, really cool to see him be able to do this. All right. So let's talk about the games coming up this week. Let me get the schedule pulled up here real quick. Let's see. There it is. Let me make sure that's the right one real quick. Yes. I believe that is the correct one. So let's start with let's go backwards. Let's start with the Heartland Christian Athletic Association. Got a couple games there. Make sure I've got it pulled up correctly. All right, so coming up on Friday night, Abundant Life. They are at Arkansas Christian. Both teams. There he is.
Hopefully, third time's the charm. Sorry, Prentice County is not the best place for cell service.
You're good, man. You're good. No, let me back up. I just started going through some of the scores, but I was also saying I love. I know you do too. I love looking at the numbers side of these games and the analytics side, just to see that perspective of how everything's going.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm kind of glad we have that. We were able to get that in time, James.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it a little bit more later, but
a lot of work has gone into compiling that. And by the way, the spreadsheet we were just looking at, that is, and we'll use it for other things this season. But that is a list of, what did we say, 162?
That is everybody who's played 3 games across 16 conferences so far.
16 conferences in 10 states.
Yeah.
So 162 teams so far are on that.
Played 3 games
at
least.
Yeah, that we have factored into these rankings. So if you're in one of these teams that was in a top 5 for points for or points against with how many games you've played, you're pretty high up there. I mean, you're one of the better teams all around. Um,
Yeah.
so big congrats there. But all right, let's jump into these scores real quick. Um, like I said, we'll use that spreadsheet throughout the season for different things. We'll punch scores in, and it'll definitely be something that we reference and use this season. Um, so Abundant Life, and let's start with Heartland. So Abundant Life at Arkansas Christian. Both teams are 3-1 going into the game Friday night. And then Southwest Christian, they are off Friday night. Let's go to Virginia. Okay, I think this is right. I think Heartland is the one I didn't fix on this. Let me make sure though. Kind of hate that I didn't verify. Okay, all right. So that one is right. So Friday night in Virginia, Massanutten Military is at Blessed Sacrament Huguenot. Rappahannock County is at Quantico. Nope, that's Saturday night. Massanutten at Blessed Sacrament. Massanutten looking for their first win of the year at 0-3. Kinston Forest, they are at Fishburne Military. Kinston Forest also looking for their first win of the year. Broadwater Academy is out south at Southampton. Southampton 4-0 on the season. And then Life Christian and Fuqua, both 0-4. Somebody is going to get that first win of the season on Friday night. And then on Saturday, 2 games, Greenbrier Christian at Randolph-Macon Academy. And then Rappahannock County is at Quantico High School. So that's Virginia, VISFL or VISAA. Depends on where you look. Some places call it different things. But anyways. I had to get a little bit of water. Okay. Let's jump up here to Tennessee, to the SEEC. We got some games happening this weekend. Let's see. On Friday night, Thursday night, Tri-Cities Christian, I believe they're playing an 11-man game against Hurley High School from Virginia. At least that's what's on my preps. Riverside Christian, they're hosting Trinity Christian Eagles from Alabama, the independent team. You'll be able to watch that game on 8-Man Extreme Alabama. Freedom Cowboys, they're hosting Southern Christian. This is a big one, Blake. Southern Christian 5-0, Freedom Cowboys 4-1 coming into this game. That's a massive one.
Massive.
Yeah. Tennessee Heat on the road to Chattanooga. First time the Heat will be playing in Chat. Last year, Chat went to Heat for both of the games. So Tennessee Heat at Chat. I believe that's right. So Tennessee Heat at Chattanooga Patriots. First time playing football between them in Chattanooga. They've played other sports. Chat looking for that first win of the year. Christian Community, they're playing an 11-man game against Zion Christian, former 8-man team, who is currently 0-4, just like Grace Baptist. And then no game Saturday. South Haven Christian and the Tennessee Tigers, both on byes this weekend. Let's go to North Carolina and talk about the Christian Independent Conference first. Friday night, 2 games. Father Capodanno, they are at Community Christian, who just got their first loss of the year. And then Berean Baptist, they are at Sand Hills Classical Christian, who is 4-1. So looking to build on that. And then if we jump to the NCISAA, which sounds like a TV show, on Friday, got some games. Wayne Prep Academy. Now, they're a team, first-year program. They've played one other game. I hadn't heard them before I saw this. I didn't notice them beforehand. But they are at Pungo Christian. St. David's, they are at JP2, who's 4-0 this year. Lee Christian, they're on the Liberty Christian, rather. They're on the road at Lee Christian. Lawrence Academy is supposed to be at Columbia. Halifax Academy at Arundel Parrott, who's unbeaten. And then Cary Christian is at Wake Christian. Carey 4-0 on the season. Let's jump to Skeesa. Talk a little South Carolina 8-man football. If I can find where I put Skeesa. It was right there. So on Friday, several games. Cathedral Academy at the King's Academy. Wardlaw is at Richard Wynn. Jefferson Davis 3-1. They're at Holly Hill, who's 4-0. Cross Schools and Palmetto Christian, both looking for their first win. Somebody's going to get it Friday night. And then a big one, Blake. Lawrence Academy 4-0 at WW King Academy, who is also 4-0. So we're gonna get one of these losses taken care of Friday night. And these are two teams that have absolutely been rolling through their season so far.
Yeah, they've just been gutting the teams they've been playing too. So it should be battle of the giants, I guess.
All right, so let's go to the SIFA. 3 games played there. Georgia School for Innovation in the Classics, GSIC. They're at Westminster Christian on Friday night. Coastal Hurricanes, they are at the Augusta Eagles. That's a game you can watch on 8-Man Extreme Georgia. And then the Pack Panthers, 11-man matchup against the Greenville Hurricanes on Friday night. And then also for CFA East, Community Christian, they're at Monsignor Donovan Catholic. So a home and home there for those two. And then I believe Victory and Orangeburg. Let me see. I believe Victory is off. Let's see. There's Victory Christian. No, it's okay. So Victory and Orangeburg are playing each other Friday night. So completely missed that one. So let me add that in real quick to our score sheet. Okay, so that's SIFA and CFA East. Let's jump to the GIAA there in Georgia. Friday night. Westminster Schools of Augusta at Holy Spirit Prep. Talked about GSIC at Westminster Christian. Citizens Christian at Folington. Both of these teams 3-2. Baker County High School is at Vidalia Heritage. Grace Christian is at Georgia Christian. Here's a big one, Blake. Well, let me talk about these other two real quick. John Hancock looking for their first win at Covenant Academy. And then Crisp Academy 0-5. They're at Westwood, who just took their first loss. But, Blake, a game that I would love to be able to be at, Sherwood Christian at David Emanuel.
Yeah, that's a huge one right there. That's they're both the Eagles, aren't they? Yeah, they are.
They are, and that's Trip Roberts, quarterback for Sherwood, for DEA. I can't remember the guy's name. Oh, I feel terrible too. I can't remember the guy's name right off the top of my head. Sailor Powell. I'm sorry, Sailor Powell.
Yeah.
He's one of the main workhorses for DEA. So that'll be a big one.
What's it called when two Eagles fight? Was it the Squall? Is that what it's called?
I don't know, but I can Google it.
Yeah.
Let's see. What is it called when two Eagles fight? FBI looking at my search history and going, what?
What in the world?
He looked up the point per game allowed average for the 85 Bears. And then what is it called when two Eagles fight? Two Eagles locking talons high above the ground might look like you're risking injury, but it's normal courtship behavior called the cartwheel display. I don't think that's what we were talking about.
The cartwheel display in Georgia.
No, that's no. That's normal courtship behavior. So that's not quite what we're looking for.
Yeah, let's not advertise that.
I don't know. I think it's just called a fight. A
fight? Okay.
I don't think there's a particular name for it.
Okay.
Maybe a death spiral. Maybe.
Death Spiral. I don't think we should be calling, football games death spirals, James.
let's let's take a left turn. All right. So DEA in Sherwood. It's a big one in Georgia in the GIAA. Man, I don't want to pay for NHFS, but dadgum, it's convinced. I'm like I'm now I'm considering it. I got to be
Yeah,
honest. I am considering it to be able to see this one. We'll have to see. Let's jump to Florida. The double S double A. Two games on Thursday night. Lakeside Christian at Geneva Classical, and then Foundation Christian 4-0 at Academy at the Lakes. Those games are Thursday night. Friday night got a whole slew of games. Oasis Christian at Eastland Christian, both teams 1-3. Donahue Catholic 3-1 at Merritt Island Christian, who's 4-0. Bradenton Christian 3-0 at Countryside Christian. St. John Lutheran at Real Life Christian. Gainesville Christian Community is supposed to play St. Francis Catholic. We'll see about that. Shorecrest Prep at Lake Mary Prep. Cornerstone Academy at Liberty Christian Prep. Four Corners at Calvary Chapel. First Coast Christian 3-0 at Ocala Christian. And then City of Life Christian is at Tampa Slam. All those games are Friday night. Saturday, pretty cool game, Blake. California School for the Deaf, Riverside. They are at Florida School for the Deaf. So
yeah,
cross country trip. Guarantee they're flying. They got to be flying.
they have to.
I
Yeah,
would be interested in the logistics of
yeah.
travel like that.
Hmm.
I'm very interested in the logistics. Riverside, California. Let's see. It's right outside of Los Angeles at Anaheim. So Riverside to St. Augustine, Florida.
Yeah,
Let's see. How far is that? Driving distance. 2,400 miles.
that's the average away game in the HCAA.
I was about to say. That's not bad.
No, it's not bad. Just ask Abundant Life, who they have to play. Would you?
Oh gosh, you're not wrong though. You're not wrong. All right, let's jump to Alabama. Three games on Friday night in Alabama. Russell in the CFA. Russell Christian at Tuscaloosa Christian. Tuscaloosa looking for their first win. Tabernacle at Cornerstone Christian, and then Victory Christian is at Jacksonville Christian, who's 3-0. So Jacksonville on a roll there. All three of those games Friday night. Let's stay in Alabama and talk about the ACSC. Three games coming up there. We talked about Southern Christian at Freedom, East Central and Lighthouse. Massive rivalry game here. Those two super close in proximity with where they play their games. And so it's a big rivalry game. The Southern and East Central, both those games you'll be able to watch on 8-Man Extreme Alabama. And then Evangel Christian is at Ezekiel Christian, and you'll be able to watch that one on the ECS Athletics. I believe it's ECS Athletics on YouTube. You'll be able to watch that game. So all three of the ACSC teams you'll be able to keep up with on Friday night. Trinity Christian Homeschool. I mentioned they were at Riverside Christian. And then staying in Alabama, the AISA, Blake, several games there. Doesn't look like any barn burners. You never know. Evangel Christian at Trinity Christian, Macon East, they're 3-0 at Southern Prep. Escambia, who's 4-0, they're at Coosa Valley. North River, 1-3, they are at Snook Christian, who's also 1-3. And then Heritage Christian is at Springwood. Heritage looking for their first win, and Springwood has one win. Let's go Mid-South Christian Football League. Let me see. Let me go down. There we go. 2 games next Saturday. Magnolia Wildcats are on a bye. 2 games. Pine Belt Spartans at Meridian Flyers. You'll be able to watch that on 8-Man Extreme Mississippi. And then the Faithful Explorer Warriors. They are at the Sahib Warriors, Southeastern Association of Homeschool Educators. That game will be Saturday as well. So 2 games there in the Mid-South Christian Football League. Before we get to MAIS, I'm going to wrap up with MAIS real quick. Let's go to Louisiana and talk about the ACEL. 1 game on Friday night there, North Shore Vultures at JPG. And then on Saturday, this is a big one. I really, really wish I could watch this one. Mid-State Homeschool, the Storm, they're 4-1. Blake, they're at Acadiana Christian, who's also 4-1. So this, Blake, could be a game to deter. I don't remember if they've played each other yet. They have. Nope. Wait. Okay, so they have not played each other, and they only play each other once. But realistically, Blake, this game could determine who gets to play JPG for the championship.
Yeah. Well, they still go through a playoff, don't they?
Right, true. But I'm saying these are the there's JPG who's unbeaten, and then and has beaten both of these teams, and then there's these two, Mid-State and Acadiana. And neither one of them have struggled with the other teams in their conference. I don't think. Let me pull up Acadiana's schedule real quick. They struggled with SWLA a little bit. They beat them 24-16, but that was the closest one.
Yeah, SWLA is solid though.
That's true. So really, that's pretty decent playoffs. JPG, Acadiana, Mid-State, and Swallow.
Yeah, no,
it's a solid 14 playoff right there.
Yeah. Not bad.
All right, and then last but not least, let's talk about the MAIS. Got a whole bunch of games coming up on Friday night. All their games being played on Friday. Let's run through them. So Silva Bay, they are at Benton. Nope, hang on. Let me get to 19. There we go. Silva Bay, they are at Benton Academy. Both teams are 2-2. North Sunflower, they are at DeSoto. Christ Covenant is 3-1 at Prairie View Academy, who's 4-0. A big one, Blake. Humphreys Academy, 4-0 at Deer Creek, who's also 4-0. So somebody's catching a loss Friday night.
And Humphrey, man, they've got a tough,
they've had a tough 3 weeks. Yeah. DeSoto, Newton County, and then Deer Creek. If they get through that stretch 3-0, that's a dangerous football team.
Yeah, that is a very dangerous football team. Which, hang on, Humphreys, they have all the Sharky guys, don't they?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know it was kind of a weird situation with that, but
yeah, the Sharky one was weird.
Yeah.
All right. So Delta Streets, they are at Columbus Christian, who's 4-0. Porter's Chapel is at Riverdale. Delta Academy and Calhoun Academy, both 1-3. Central Homes Christian, they're at Newton County Academy. Princess Christian 1-3 at Heritage 0-3, and then River Oaks is supposed to play Ben's Ford. River Oaks, on the scorecard 2-0. I wonder if they counted that win against Strong, or if it just got taken off. So they did not count that. So really, River Oaks is 3-1. Realistically, they've played 4 games, but scorecard they're only 2-0. And then Ben's Ford is 1-2. And that's MAIS 1A. And then if you go to 2A on Friday night, let me check something real quick. Let me make sure something real quick. I don't know why it's taking so long to pull up. Okay, cool. Had to make sure we were still live. In MAIS 2A, you've got Tunica Academy at Corning High School there in Arkansas. Let's see, who did I not talk about? Briarfield at Tensas. Hebron Christian 0-4 at Lee Academy, who is 0-2. Marvell Academy at Kemper Academy. And then Tallulah is at Union Christian. Union Christian 0-4, looking for their first win of the year. So just a quick recap. And again, there may be other teams streaming games. I do know of Meridian streaming games onto their Facebook. They're playing Pine Belt, who you can watch on 8-Man Extreme Mississippi. There may be other teams streaming their games outside of NHFS. I can't recommend that you go watch NFHS. I don't. But if a team is streaming it on Facebook or YouTube, go watch it. Go check it out. Go support them.
Yeah.
In terms of the 8-Man Extreme channels, like I said, Pine Belt is playing Saturday night. You've got Trinity Christian Homeschool at Riverside on Friday night. Southern Christian at Freedom on Friday. East Central and Lighthouse on Friday. Pine Belt and Meridian, I said that was on Saturday. And then Augusta and Coastal Hurricanes on Friday. So 5. Let's see. And then Evangel. South Haven's off. So Evangel, East Central, Southern, Augusta. So that's 4 games that you can watch on Friday night. And then Pine Belt on Saturday. Oh, Trinity. So 5 game you can watch. There's 5 games you can watch Friday night and then 1 game on Saturday. What a time to be alive. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. Anyways. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Blake, anything you can think of?
Nope. I think I'm good, James.
You got it. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let me see. I'm trying to think if I missed anything. Obviously, if there's a game going on in your neck of the woods and it's a couple, I mean, go check it out. You never know what kind of game you could get yourself into. I got the chance to go to these games Friday night and Saturday night, and it was incredible. It was great football. Got to support the teams and be there, shake some babies, kiss some hands, and so gotta love it. But anyways, that'll do it for Extreme Talk, presented by Cornett Performance. Cornett Performance, you can shoot them a DM on Instagram at Cornett Performance. CORNETT. You can shoot them an email, cornettperformance@gmail.com. And a big thank you to Fairlife Core Power Protein for helping us recognize young men as the extreme offensive and defensive players of the week. Tomorrow, we change the game. Be looking at our socials. It's coming. We got it going. You don't want to miss this. For Blake Biggs, I'm James Shannon. Thank you so much for listening to Extreme Talk. See ya!